Hi guys, thanks for tuning into my YouTube channel. My name is Catherine and I tell true stories. My story today is about the demons she courted. This is a story about a lady who worked in the Gulf for so many years until she quit and packed her things and left because of the frustrations that she was getting when she was courting in the Gulf. First of all, for those of you who are not in the Gulf, you need to know that the Gulf is not like the USA or Europe where you can work until you get permanent residence. No, in the Gulf, people work to get their money and develop back in their countries and go back. So this lady, let's call her Stella, though not her real name, was working in one of the Gulf countries and moved to another Gulf country. She worked in Dubai and moved to Kuwait. You know why she moved to Kuwait? She moved to Kuwait because she had been dating a guy online and the guy was living in Kuwait. So he made arrangements for her to move to Kuwait by finding her a job so that they can now date on the ground. Hmm. Well, he met her at the airport. Already everything had been organized for her workplace. So her workplace management came and collected her, but he was there with them waiting for her. And matter of fact, they were so surprised that she already knew people in that country. So, well, Kuwait and Dubai kind of have the same setup of living, as in, if people are not working in very well paid jobs like the government, well, they have staff accommodation that is shared, and that's where she was going to. So she was dropped at her accommodation. That's day one, and she was to report on duty the next day. And he decided, okay, since you're free today, you just arrived, why can't I take you out? Well, she was excited to see the new country, Kuwait. Well, there was not much difference with Dubai, same kind of villas, same kind of setup, only that Dubai had a lot of skyscrapers and so many places of fun, but not Kuwait. Nothing different. So, well, she thought that he was going to take her to a restaurant. Well, these were two Africans, but he was from a different African country. He was from, which country was he was from Western Africa and she was from Eastern Africa. So, what happened is that she thought that they're going to a restaurant, but to her surprise, he was driving towards a residence, some villas. And she was like, this is a restaurant? No, he was like, no, this is my house. Feel free, we have to go to my house. Um, you need not to fear me because I am an African like you. I need you to feel at home. I am not the kind of guy who wants to, just take you out to restaurant. I need to see the wife material in you, cook for me, things like that. Well, she was like, oops, okay. I mean, he told her, you know me, we are not strangers, we've been chatting online. And she was like, well, that was online. Now, this is the reality. Anything can be anything online. Somebody can be whatever he wants online, but not in reality. That's what she knew. This was red flag number one. So she decided, okay, let's go. He entered the villa. Well, he opened the door of the villa and he said that it's a shared villa, but he has his own room. and the only thing that is shared is the kitchen. Oh, she was like, okay, cool. At least that means that there are other people in the villa. In case there is danger, she can scream and there will be some help. That comforted her. So they got out of the car, and when he was opening the door, he entered and beckoned her to stay out. And she was like, what? Why should she wait out before she goes in? Red flag number two. And then it's like he surveyed the area and saw that it's free and then called her in. Now come in. And so she was like, he looked like he was hiding her from the, he was hiding her generally. It was like he was making sure that the coast is clear before she enters the villa. That was red flag number two. Why was he hiding her? So she asked him, aren't ladies allowed in this villa? Because if ladies are not allowed, I do not want to put you in trouble. No, he said, no, 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 some guys that I stay with are very jealous when they see you with a lady because they don't have girlfriends, so they will be jealous. Well, she swallowed that, but she was a bit skeptical. Why was he hiding her? And how was she gonna cook for him, as he said? Because he said this is a public kitchen, so how was she gonna cook for him? But the thing is, he just wanted to get her into his room. Well, they entered the room and she saw there was his table, his bed, a laptop on his table where he whatever browses, things like that. Well, and fun enough, he ordered a snack. And she was like, I thought I was going to cook for you. He was like, no, 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 no. I will show you that I'm a good cook. I will show you next time you come here that I am a good cook. Well, she was not so into the next time, but well, she wanted to see his cooking skills, and she was so, into him because she thought he's handsome anyway, you know. And with this weather, he had a car, and she was like, oh, at least somebody can drop her in places where she didn't have to stand at the bus stop for so long and get burnt by the sun. So that kept her a bit. So next time he came again, and he was like, he was gonna cook for her, and she was like, can I come with you to the kitchen? Of course, next time she came, it was the same procedure of survey the area, then call her in. And she only met two of his friends who used to meet him in the room. And it seemed like one of his friends wanted to tell her something, but he didn't know how to tell her. Because one time when he was in the kitchen cooking his special meal to show his cooking skills, he asked her, can you be my girlfriend? And she was like, what the hell? I mean, you can see me, I have a boyfriend here, and you're asking me to be your girlfriend? Are you trying to betray your friend? Well, she later on understood why he asked her that. One day, while the guy had arrived, and as usual, he was in the shower, taking his shower, she was sitting on his computer, browsing. She saw his mail open, and that made her curious because anytime he would answer the phone, he will walk out of the room. Red flag number three. He will walk out of the room. But whenever he will stay in the room, he was talking in his language that she never understood. Remember, they came from different countries. So if it was a language she never understood, he will stick in the room and chat. But it was a lady's voice on the other end if she could hear from the echoes. But if it was English she was speaking, he will stick around the room. No, he will leave the room because she will understand English. That was a red flag. Number 3. So he was in the shower and something told her, check this guy's laptop. But she had a little time to check because the guy will come out of the shower very soon and he was gonna catch her. So what she did is she changed his password and he was blocked from outside, but he did not know because his email was still open, but the password was changed. The password was changed. So the next time he was gonna open it, he will be blocked. But she will have access from her laptop back at home to have an opportunity to go through all these things just to get a hint of what is this guy all about. Well, she succeeded in creating a new password and pretended as if she hasn't seen anything. So on that day when she got to her place, the first thing she did was go to her laptop and now enter the new credentials that she had created for his email. She did not bother whether he'll be blocked out or not because she had become too suspicious. Why she was being sneaked into the house? She wanted to know. Well, she knew when she opened his email. Number 1, there was an email that he was replying to his friend that was talking about his wife being jealous if he got a job for his friend, for his friend's wife and not her. Then she tried to look because this guy had told her that he's single. And here he was talking of, my wife will not be happy if I get your wife a job and yet I have not gotten her a job in the Gulf. And she was like, no wonder. The lady that he always talks to must be his wife, the one he talks to in his language. But what about the ones that he gets out to talk to? Well, she found out also. There are ladies from the same country, not a lady, ladies from the same country with her. He chats with them, he writes to them emails, things like that. And funny enough, one lady was asking him a question like, why do I always have to hide when I'm coming to your place? Why do you always hide me? Why? Well, now she knew why she was being hidden. Because he used to bring many women. And he was so embarrassed that if his roommates, housemates will see this, he will have a very bad reputation. So he made sure that they never see any of his girlfriends. Or unless there was one of them that they will see. And that's the only one that he was not hiding probably. Number 3. There was this thing called high five that ladies and guys used to meet and chat and date. To the dating application. He was on it. And on that dating application, he was telling like 100 women the same thing. It was like copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste of how beautiful they are, how beautiful they have, how beautiful their shape is, how he would like to meet them once he goes back to his country. Some of them are, of course, in the same country, Kuwait, that he was in. And she knew that this guy is a dog, a married dog. Well, so she decided that she's going to go out anyway. Now that she knows that this guy is married, why is she wasting her time with him? The night that she decided to have a date with somebody else, she switched off her phone so that he does not interrupt with his calls. And guess what happened? When she arrived at her accommodation, she was dropped by the date she had dated that day. And guess what? His car was parked at their accommodation. He was waiting for her because he had been calling and she's not answering. He did not know that she had discovered his life and his lifestyle. And that's why she decided to move on with her life without even informing him. He was not worth being informed. Well, their eyes met and he just looked at her. Well, she got out of the friend's car that she had gone out on a date with, and he began driving off. Well, she thought he was going to get out of the car and question her, but instead he began chasing the guy who had just gone out on a date with her. And she was wondering, what the hell? What's wrong with this guy? She never knew how far the chase ended, but he came out and called her out. Well, she told him, he told her to come down from her accommodation, which she did, and he snatched her phone and began going through it. And she was like, what are you trying, Mr. Married Man? I know about you. I know that you have a family and a wife. You have big kids in the university. You have hundreds of women online. You have numerous toxic things of a demon in a relationship. And yet he was behaving as if he is the innocent one and she is the bad one. When she said that, I know that you're married, he was so shocked. And he was like, well, if you want to be alone, then you will be alone. And she realized that people in these Gulf countries are just dating for the sake of not being alone. They have left their wives back at home and they're here wasting each other's time, using other women for entertainment, and the women using them for money. And he thought this would be one of them. Well, that was the end of their relationship. Lesson: never go into people's houses that you don't even know. Never. Get to know them well. Well, she did. But she had to know her. She had to know him through the hard way. And she regretted having left Dubai to come to Kuwait just for a married guy. Guys, this is Courtship Demon, story number 1. Next, we will go to story number 2 of Courtship, Courting a Demon. So if you like my content, like, share, and subscribe. Ciao.